Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my first ever custom LEGO minifigure showcase video. As you can see in front of us, I'll be showing off my custom Boba Fett. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure whether this classifies as an Empire Strikes Back Boba or Return of the Jedi Boba because all of my reference told me different things, and then I went through the movies to check, and I'm really not sure, because sometimes he has red gauntlets, sometimes he has green gauntlets, and sometimes he has yellow gauntlets. I don't know, it's very confusing, but we'll get into that when we get a closer look at this figure. Boba Fett has always been one of my favorite characters of all time, and I've had this guy planned since November of last year. It only took this long to get the parts, paint it up, and finally be satisfied with my work. So let's get deeper into this figure. Something I want to mention right at the start is this is definitely not the first version of this figure. There were two other versions. One of them used the standard blank LEGO Mandalorian helmets bought off of SW Fanatics, and it was just not a very good figure. I custom sculpted the shoulder pads, and I was not a big fan of it. Then, the second version, which only had slight variation to get to this point, had a pair of area-like Boba Fett gauntlets, which, while they're very cool pieces and definitely have more of a LEGO look to them, they just didn't match the rest of this armor, or the armor set of the other Mandalorians I've made. So what exactly is this armor set made out of? Well, it's a combination of a few things, so we'll get started from the bottom and work our way up. The legs are a standard pair of LEGO light gray legs with those black boots painted on. Then we have those fantastic looking Nate's minifigs knee pads painted in that yellow color seen here. Moving up, the waist piece is yet another one of Nate's pieces. Without him, this nor the previously mentioned Mandalorians would be possible or look nearly this good. He did some amazing work, so his links will be in the description below. Then moving up to this guy's belt, which is custom sculpted by me. Of course, again, I could have used Nate's Hunter belt, but I am trying to work on my sculpting skills, and this was one of the very first things I'd sculpted, so I decided to keep it so that eventually I could see as my sculpting work gets better. Hopefully. Then we have these gauntlets. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I originally used those area light printed gauntlets, which were nice, but these Nate's ones definitely fit the figure much better. On the right there, you can see I have the little rocket painted, and while we're at the hands, I'll show off the blaster here. Now, I had two of these blasters sitting on my desk for damn near 3 years. A long time ago, I can't remember what for, but I made a Brick Arms order, and these came in with it, so they've just been sitting there waiting for me to make a Boba Fett figure, and currently the other one is being held by my Sig Fig until I make that Mando Season 2 version. So, just to get that out of the way, we'll put that aside for now and move up to the shoulder pads. Once again, these are by Nate's, and they're painted in the same yellow color as the knee pads. Unfortunately, as I do consider myself to be considered a beginner painter, I wasn't able to paint the Mythosaur skull on the right shoulder, but it is something I would like to attempt in the future. The torso itself is from SW Fanatics. It is the LM9 sculpted one, because as much as I like Nate's torso armor, I think this one is just a little bit better because it's less bulky and there's more separation between the parts. Now, as you can see there, I painted a white spot to represent the logo he has on the right side of his chest. Currently, I use the official Dungeons & Dragons paint, but eventually I would like to get some more appropriate paints, like Apple Barrel, for example. These D&D ones are fantastic, but not only do they come in very small bottles, meaning they run out quickly, but they also chip pretty easily, as you can see on that left shoulder there. So sometime I would like to make the jump over to some better paints. Now, before we get to the head and helmet, I actually want to remove those to talk about what's on the back. Now, on the back, we have the Clone Army Customs Fett jetpack in blue, as I think it's a really good design. Now, as good of a design as it is, even up to this moment, I'm still debating with myself whether I like this one enough or whether I should replace it with the Nate's one. Either way, underneath we have the Clone Army Customs shoulder cape, a good piece and better than anything I was planning on painting. So now if we put the head on, here's the first head, a head that I think matches a young Jeremy Bulloch very well. Of course, this is a Grindelwald Head from Fantastic Beasts series, and since I have no plans on displaying this guy without the helmet, I didn't bother erasing the face on the back. Then, of course, to show you what it would look like with that newer official Tamira Morrison head, here it is. Now, I didn't paint the neck on this guy because I really want to keep all my 501st Troopers intact, so I only stole one of these for the showcase itself. And finally, we have the helmet. Once again, I've said it 18 times already, it is another fantastic piece from Nate's Minifigs, painted with those green colors and that red outlining the visor. You can see I painted on the dent, and then literally 2 weeks later, after I did, Nate decided to release a dented version of the helmet, but I don't really have any plans on getting that. I think this will do just fine. And then, of course, we have the Rangefinder there, painted in black and silver. Now, I did make the choice to keep the armor relatively untouched in terms of battle damage, because I think it looks nicer this way. I also took the same approach you'll see in my future videos with clones, personally, just in terms of display. I just think it looks nicer. Of course, I couldn't leave out the iconic dent, though. It's a pivotal part of Boba's character and his iconic look. But with that, I think that's it for the showcase. Before you go, I want to tell you about some of the other LEGO stuff coming soon to the channel. Likely the next video after this will be my custom LEGO Mandalorian throne room mock and figure set. That video is going to consist of Ahsoka, Captain Rex, Captain Vaughn, a 332nd Trooper, Darth Maul, Pre Vizsla Bo-Katan, and Gar Saxon. All I have left on that is Bo-Katan's helmet design, and then that is all ready to be filmed and showcased. Also coming out sometime in the near future is more Clone Wars showcase videos. I have a bunch of Clone Wars figures I made and plenty I want to make, so that will be a series of videos heading your way soon. Right now I have at least 6 parts to the Clone Wars series planned, and possibly more, so definitely be on the lookout for that. One other Star Wars video I have planned coming soon is the Mandalorian Showcase, which is going to include Din Djarin, Grogu, Moff Gideon, and possibly and very likely Boba Fett. But that does it for this custom LEGO minifigure showcase. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the figure in the comments down below. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you can to support the channel, and be sure to turn on post notifications to get notified when more LEGO videos come out. That's it, and thanks for watching.